So GLP-1 is actually, it's an acronym for a big long word that stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. And glucagon is a hormone also, but GLP-1 is a hormone that when you eat and you chew your food properly and the food goes into your stomach, about 15 minutes after you begin eating, your lower intestine, the specific cells called the L cells, secrete this thing called GLP-1. And what it does is it slows the digestion inside your stomach so that you feel fuller longer, which is called satiation. And it curbs your hunger. So when you are full, when you literally get the signal that you're full, you stop getting hungry unless you overeat and unless this system is quieted. And I was reading a research article a couple of days ago about GLP-1, and it was specifically looking at obese people. And the quantity of GLP-1 produced in obese people is almost nothing. So they don't have the turnoff mechanism. So they continue to eat and they continue to eat. But they found something interesting with these obese people, that when they did something like a sleeve, a gastric sleeve, or a gastric bypass procedure, or a gastric belt or a band, the same people that used to be obese, after the procedure, their bodies started significantly increasing the production of GLP-1. This was back in 2013. This is actually the precursor to why we are having a conversation about GLP-1 drugs, because people that are obese, they've literally trained their body to not produce GLP-1. They've turned off the mechanism. I'm going to call it physical hunger versus emotional hunger. So when you're physically hungry, in other words, glucose, your body has low blood sugar, you get the sensation of being hungry. And when you act on that feeling of being hungry, because one, the glucose or the blood sugar gets low, you get hungry, you go eat. GLP-1 is produced while you're doing that. So it slows down the process of the stomach breaking down the food, and it sends a signal. This is the coolest part about this, Sandy, is that it's called the gut-brain axis. So in your lower intestine, it sends signals to the pancreas, which release GLP-1, which slows down emptying of the stomach, but it also, how it does that is by increasing insulin. Insulin is produced by the pancreas, which allows the blood sugar in your blood to be absorbed by your muscles and your fat, which brings the glucose down, which gives you the satisfied hunger or satiation. That signal is sent from the intestines to the heart, to the lungs, up to the brainstem through what's called the vagus nerve. And so it stimulates the sensation of being full, no longer being hungry, but it does so much more than that. It quiets the food noise, and that's the artificial hunger. So if you see somebody eating a donut, you may not even be hungry, but you want one anyway. You see somebody eating potato chips, you may not be hungry, but you want some anyway. And this is the chemicals that our food industry is putting in there to quiet that entire mechanism that's natural, and not start having now an unnatural hunger, which leads to, one, improper nutrition. We are the most overfed, undernourished country in the world by far. And we spend hundreds of billions of dollars annually to treat the things that come from that pattern. So the GLP-1, when your body makes it again, and remember, it's returning to the normal way of producing the body at the right time, for the right reasons, at the right age, like you were younger. When your body does that on its own, and that's what our product does, show your body again how to release its normal GLP-1, stop you from getting hungry anymore. When you're done eating, the signal to your brain shuts off, you're no longer hungry, and it quiets the food noise and curbs the snacking in between, which is it's not a side effect, it is another positive benefit of this product, is you don't snack in between meals because you're not getting that hunger signal anymore. It's just incredible what it's doing.